Episode 3. Jin, I see a perfect wife in you, Taehyung, and Taehyung smiles slyly. He catch hold of a lot of courage as he said, Tae, you don't seem like the rest of them. How did you ended up here? Jin cut him off as he said, Jin, I didn't end up here, Taehyung. I was born here. Jungkook is my younger brother. And continued to eat, but Taehyung paused. How can the brother of Jungkook be so cheerful and friendly? Thousands of thoughts invaded in his mind. His mind was a mess again. Tae was brought back to reality when Jin snapped a hand in front of his face. Jin, you were staring at me, and he laughed a little. Jin, don't worry, I'm not a harm to you. None of us ended up here, Taehyung. We were all born here, fated to live like this, and unfortunately, none of us can escape from this. We are all captive, just like you. Taehyung could not draw any meaning of this. Jin, you are the first one. Probably Jungkook has a spare. Maybe because you are an innocent, he said. Will he leave me alive? Taehyung badly wanted Jin to say something positive. Jin, I know one knows our own future here. How can I say something about your future? But if you obey Jungkook, maybe one day you will be out of here. Jin's reply wasn't a positive one, but that maybe gave a little hope in him. Suddenly the door burst open, and an angry Jungkook stormed in. Taehyung jumped in fear. Jungkook was foaming in anger, his eyes visible red and screaming violence. His gaze softened when he realized his brother's presence, but didn't really make any difference to us. Jungkook clenched his Taehyung's short collar and pulled him towards himself. Taehyung's body collided with him, and for the first time, he was scared on Jungkook's face. Scared that run down his left eyebrows and his upper nose bridge. It looked deep and old. It might have hurt badly. The foaming Jungkook had held him by his collar. Taehyung was drawn away by the scab. His fingertips trembled to touch the scab, but soon he was snapped back to the reality along with the fear. As he tried to free himself from Jungkook, Jiggy, I never gave such a chance to anyone, and you just dozed it off. Did you think that you and your friend could easily escape from me? Speak which he shook him again. As he gritted his teeth, Taehyung's heart cried in pain when Jungkook mentioned him about Jimin, and in a second a guard brought someone's body into the room and pushed him on his knees. Taehyung turned his face and looked at the man. His heart dropped to his stomach when he recognized the face behind the dark, messy hair, the bruises. It was Jimin, aged and struggling to stay conscious. Taehyung screamed for Jimin, and he tried harder to escape from Jungkook's hold, but all his tries was beneath. Jungkook was way more stronger than him. Jiggy, stay still or I will slit your throat. One Jungkook, tears formed in Taehyung's eyes. He didn't want to drag Jimin into all this. JK, your friend tried to escape you from here. What does this prince of yours think of himself? Did he think that he could escape from Maintain? He laughed out loud. Hey, please, Mr. Jeon, leave him, I beg you. It was all my mistake. He just wanted to help me, please, please. And he begged Jungkook jerk him to release, and Taehyung collapsed on the ground. He swiftly crawled towards Jimin and hugged him tight. He swiftly removed the rope around his hand and rubbed the bruise to smooth his pain and hugged him again. JK, if your melodrama is finished, then may I shoot your friend now? Asked Jungkook as he removed his weapon out of his pocket, and both of them stiffened in the spot. They, no, no, please. It was all my mistake. Please don't do this. Joined it and Jungkook crouched down to them and he held Taehyung's chin tight. Taehyung hissed in pain. JK, I spared your life cause you accidentally happened to be there, but your friend has came here on his own. Well, he knew, right? That he would get killed if he got caught, huh? Hey, please, a teardrop. Drop it down his cheek. Jimin opened his mouth, eyes wide tiredly. Jimin, will you free Taehyung after you kill me? He asked when Jungkook smacked him. You just shut up, okay? Taehyung hissed at Jimin and the fight continued between the besties. In the meantime, Jungkook's younger brother walked in and his eyes catch the almost lifeless man and he immediately looked at Jungkook with pleading eyes. Jungkook raised his eyebrows and then smirked. Then when his brother didn't stop his pleading, he stood up and pulled Taehyung up and closed the distance between them. Their nose bruised and Taehyung's eyeballs widened. Jungkook moved his hand from Taehyung's arm and he waist and pulled him in. He looked deep into his eyes, digging his soul out. JK, you have got yourself a nice friend. How about getting a nice daddy? JK, don't cry, Taehyung. Taehyung nodded his head as he was a captive of Jungkook's magic too. A small smile formed on his lips as Taehyung's reaction. He thought that it wouldn't be that difficult to tame this man. JK rubbed his nose against Taehyung's hand. Soon blood rushed to Taehyung's cheeks. It like the time to blush. Just at the moment, Jin's partner, as Taehyung remember, rushed into the room. Cook, Dragons wants to have a talk. An official meeting, he said. Taehyung didn't get to know who is he referred as Cook, but soon Jungkook reacted to it and he slipped Taehyung out of his own arms and looked at Jin's partner with a smirk. After a cut and 2 years, Jungkook asked, man, seems like somehow they got a little brain as well, he replied with a smile. Jungkook nodded his head with a smile that declared half of his victory that neither Taehyung nor Jimin understood. He turned towards Taehyung and held his wrist up as he kissed his princess. JK, we'll see you soon, princess, and then we can discuss about our deal for sparing your friend's life. Jungkook said, smirk not leaving his space, and then he walked out of the room and with Jin's partner. Taehyung could register the scene again. Jungkook's younger brother picked Jimin up by his arm and began to carry him somewhere. Taehyung freaked out and ran to them and held him by his arms I'm Jeon Youngie, Jungkook's younger brother. I am not a harm to him. He needs medical treatment, so I'm taking him to the medical care at the ground floor. Don't worry, I'm not a harm to him. You can visit him after he is treated. Youngie, with the brightest face, handsome just like his brother. The two brothers told Taehyung in a breath. Turned towards the only man he could trust in the room, Jin, and Jin nodded his head, asked Taehyung to believe in Yoongi. He told him that they will let Jimin stay along with him once he is healed. Jungkook and leave this place alive. They decided to do exactly as Jungkook wanted them. As a bonus to their good behavior, they were allowed to visit a small library that was at the end of the same floor. It wasn't any different for Jimin, but Taehyung was more than happy at this. Though they were in constant fear, they seemed to do fine with the new adjustment. The most strangest thing that Taehyung noticed was Yoongi asked Jimin to visit his office every evening for some reason, and that part of the hours Taehyung was not allowed to go out of his room. Didn't answer any of Taehyung's questions. Upon asking him, the secret visit continued for 2 weeks until Taehyung saw Jungkook again in the mansion. Taehyung and Jimin had guessed that Jungkook might have gone to the meeting with that Namjoon he had mentioned about. We tend to adjust ourselves with new arrangements very often, so did Taehyung and Jimin. Taehyung was in a library reading a book when the door cracked open and a maid walked in. She bowed to him, the unexpected gesture for both Jimin and Taehyung. Jeon wants to see you in his office, she said, her eyes still gazing the ground. Taehyung nodded his head and he kept the book aside and followed the maid. They climbed up the stairs to the next floor. Taehyung followed her silently. She left Taehyung at the front of Jungkook's office room and fled from the scene. Taehyung had not expected Jungkook to have an office even at the home. If he was succeeded at this young age, he must have definitely be a workaholic. Jungkook should be working even at home. He knocked on the door and heard her come in. Taehyung was nervous at what new bomb was going to be dropped at him. With his hands, he twisted the knob and walked in. His head hung low. He smelled the same accent. His smell. The whole room smelled like Jungkook. It could be addictive. Taehyung slowly lifted his head to see dangerously handsome Jungkook sitting in his chair. Jungkook smiled when he saw the beauty in front of him. Frangal little boy in his pink sweater and dark blue sweatpants. His hair was a little messy with a cute little pink pout. Taehyung bit his lips when his eyes met with Jungkook's deep black eyes. "Jiggy, are you trying to seduce me?" Jungkook asked Jungkook at Taehyung's section. Taehyung startled at this comment. According to him, he did no such thing today, Jungkook. Jungkook smiled at his reaction. JK, come take a seat, he asked as he pointed to the chair opposite him. Taehyung frozen with his sweetest and as he replied, no, I'm fine. Jungkook stood from the chair and slowly moved towards Taehyung. Taehyung tumbled a little, just a little, but Jungkook happened to sense the fear in Taehyung. He lifted Taehyung's chin up and made eye contact with him, and again Taehyung was a captive of his charms. JK, don't be scared, I don't bite, he said. Taehyung breathed a sigh of relief, but his breath hinged when Jungkook moved forward his ear and whispered, JK, but I might eat you. Taehyung gulped his sour down and Jungkook moved back, keeping a safe distance between them. Jungkook smiled at Taehyung's reaction. He was loving the way the boy was reacting to him. Taehyung was really brave, just the way Jungkook wanted. JK, let's not waste our precious time and came to the point about sparing your friend's life. Jungkook came back to the main business. Taehyung nodded his head in agreement. He had to make a serious talk on this topic. He can't put Jimin in a danger than he already was. He didn't even know what Taehyung was doing with Jimin. JK, you have requested me to spare your friend's life, but I can't grant anything for free, so what are you going to give me in return for your friend's survival? I will do anything for him. He is the only one I have. I will do whatever you ask me for, said Taehyung. Jungkook was impressed with Taehyung's answer, not just Taehyung, but Jimin was also equally lucky to have a friend like Taehyung. He was ready to do anything for a dangerous man like Jungkook to save Jimin. Jungkook smiled at Taehyung's innocence. JK, mark your words, princess. I might ask you to do anything at any point of time, maybe even after you go out of here, said Jungkook. Jungkook smiled again when Taehyung didn't change his decision. JK, look, I don't know what goddamn business your brother has with my brother has with your friend, but he also requested for the same thing. As long as Jimin is here in my home, Yoongi will be responsible for all his deeds, but you are my responsibility, so make sure to be within the boundaries, both you and your friends, said Jungkook with his famous business look. Taehyung agreed immediately. You will be given more freedom and maybe you will get a chance to go out once in a while, but conditions applied. If you confirm yourself as trustworthy, he said, we wouldn't do any such things. We will do as you have asked us, said Taehyung. Jungkook observed that Taehyung isn't afraid to speak to Jungkook anymore, but he is still scared to look at him directly in his eyes. JK, let's get to the second and very important point. I can't let you stay for free in this luxurious house, Jungkook said. Taehyung blinked his eyes as he thought of an idea. After taking a whole minute, he finally came up with an idea and he spoke up. I will pay you monthly in installments until I repay all the amount that has cost for my stay in here. And I'll see you tomorrow in the next episode. And what do you think? What is gonna be Jungkook's demand for Taehyung's stay here? And will Taehyung gonna be agree with it or not? We will get to know in the tomorrow's episode. Hope you will love it. So see you again. Bye bye.